Hi, it's Jared from Strong Roots Farm. Today we're going to do another farm update. All right, I want to take you through a little bit of the projects. If you haven't seen, I did a video on my new compost tea bin over here. So click back, look at that video. It's the last video I just did. And then we're going to go through the video here on the update. So right now, tomatoes, we're in row 15 here. Tomatoes are looking good. I will do a video here in a couple weeks on how to prune tomatoes. So the biggest thing is, as your tomatoes start, is that no leaves, no foliage from the tomato touches the ground or the fabric when you're growing. That's where you'll get blight, that's where you'll get funguses. So keep those leaves, just go ahead and prune them all off, let the stem grow up. But I'll go over all that, I'll do a video update on that. Let's go out to the greenhouse. So out here, where our greenhouse is gonna go, it's not built yet, corner stakes are still in, but I do have plants growing. So I planted carrots on the edge of this tomato row here, which I also have eggplant in. And then in the middle, I have some extra tomatoes that we had. And then every hole that doesn't have something growing, we seeded with sugar snap peas. This is pretty late for sugar snap peas, but we're gonna see how that goes and see how they grow. And then eventually I'll have the hoop structure up and use it as a trellis. As we come back into the main garden, we've got bed 14 here. So this is our zucchini coming along good. I don't know if you can see it right there is a little yellow fin. So there's 3 types of zucchini, and I probably should go through and do a video just on zucchini and the varieties that I have. And as I start to harvest, I will do that. But I have yellow fin, which is my yellow zucchini. Some people call it squash. Zucchini is in the squash family, but it's a little different. So it looks like a zucchini. It's just yellow, what you would typically call a zucchini, but it's yellow. So it's a yellow zucchini. Yellowfin is the variety. In the middle, I have one ball, which is a round zucchini. And at the end, I have Dunja, D-U-N-J-A is the variety from Johnny's. And that's my green, typical standard zucchini. Next 2 beds, I have the green beans are going very well. And I like to see this comparison. Planted in the same day, you can see the bed here on the left, or I guess that would be your right perhaps, is the green beans. This variety is growing a little better than this variety. So I'm still curious about yields. That's really what we care about. But this variety is definitely growing better. Same amenities, same compost, everything, water, everything is the same on this. So it's definitely gonna give me a good comparison on the different varieties of green beans. As we go down here, we've got peppers. They're coming up good. I had some that died off and the birds ate, if you remember back, but those are reseeded with other pepper plants. Cucumbers are definitely starting to grow up the trellis. We had the early ones, and so if you go back to my other videos, this was our test, that these are in out of the trays, and the end was direct seeded. So I'm interested on the difference throughout the season of my production, the production I get off of each and the difference, and how quickly I get them. So if you're not caring about, if you're only growing cucumbers for pickles, which is mainly what we grow cucumbers for, the production is the most important thing, not how early in the season I get them. So if you don't have to put something and transplant it out, you don't have to put it in the tray and waste that money. So this is where we're gonna find that out, what's gonna be worth it to you, and I'll go through that individually as a special video, just cucumbers. Go on down another row here. So we've got our cabbages, purple cabbages down here, and then I've got some head lettuces that I direct seeded about a week ago. Those are my summer varieties. I think I have Nevada and Mirror, M-I-R-I. And then in between there, I put some carrots in. Same carrots that I'm growing down here, the Hercules, but I wanted to test carrots in the fabric and see if I can do that. If this works well, I may put a bunch of holes in a fabric and try to grow carrots in fabric so that I don't have to weed them as much. But you're definitely not gonna get them as tight as you could get them direct seeding. This is just kind of a test for me. So this is where the kale and lettuce was, and you can see I've reseeded with lettuce and it is coming up better now. And then I have another variety of green beans, and this is the provider, what I've used in the past. That's been kind of my go-to, and it's looking the worst this year. So kind of weird, but you can see there are some larger ones, so we'll see how this grows up. My bird still has not hatched her eggs, so I'm gonna go around her so we don't have to hear her. As we keep going, I've got sugar snap peas. They're still producing, so I got a nice big sugar snap pea. I took a bite out of it there, but they're growing well. We pulled out the end. We're getting ready to go away for a week, And I pulled out the plants in the end, and I went ahead and put new compost underneath the fabric, and then I reseeded the same exact crop right back to it, the sugar snap peas in the same bed. So it's not my typical practice, but it's something I wanted to try. Those weren't doing very well at that end, and so I just went ahead and tried that out. Next I have carrots. You can see they're coming up much better now. We've had some rains, we've had some, I've added some better amenities on that, some organic blood meal and some kelp meal, and that seems to be the issue with these main beds here that we've talked about, is the nitrogen deficiency due to the woodiness of that compost that I got. Onions are starting to turn around, especially at that other end. They're really starting to kick here in the last week. I don't think I'm gonna have a great crop, but if they produce anything, we'll be happy with it there. So small onions here, probably gonna cancel this bed when I get back, but it is what it is. My wife's flowers are doing well. This is the pollinator mix from Johnny's. I do have some weird things going on though. If you look down there at that end, it's growing really nicely. And then there's a section here where it's bad, like there was something in the compost. I'm almost wondering if the compost had some straw or something in it that had glyphosates in it. It's starting to concern me how bad that compost was. So that's that. I got the box topped off for our strawberries, but since I didn't have strawberries and I won't be doing them till the fall, I went ahead and seeded this in carrots last week. So it's important the first 10 days or so you keep it really wet. They're barely starting to sprout, but I'm gonna keep this wet for a few more days. And then while we're gone, we're getting some rains, so that should really help that out. Well, there you have it. That's another update from the farm here. Keep growing and keep looking into things, keep researching stuff. My garden's going good. We've had some failures this year, but it's the first year. It's understandable, and I think I've worked most of those things out. Onions is definitely something I need to do something different with next year, but my garden's going good. We continue to grow. The potatoes are going awesome. So I checked into the roof stout out there, which I forgot to mention on the tour, but the potatoes are growing underneath there. Awesome. We flipped it up. We found some worms. Things are really going good out there with the hay. I'm really impressed with that. I did find a few of the potato beetles, but they were on my eggplant and not on my potatoes. So I don't know if it has something to grow with that straw, something to do with that, but I've killed a couple, but I've only seen 2 or 3 here. No big deal yet. So as we watch through, I haven't had a whole lot of pest problems this year other than the birds. And perhaps the killdeer is working. Maybe they're eating the bugs. Maybe they're keeping the other birds away now. So maybe my guard killdeer is working for me, and it's that, sacrificing that one bed that I've lettuce that I would have terminated, perhaps that's working out. So keep growing your own, keep commenting, keep subscribing. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for all your support.